Hello, my name is Ruffalo, and welcome back to Time Travel Tuesday, the day when we go back in time and we play a game that I grew up playing as a wee lad. Now, we had been playing Ultima Underworld, the Stygian Abyss. I did a little research into that game because I was just curious how long it was, and in doing my research, I found out that one, it's like a 40-hour long game. So lots of story and stuff like that, which isn't a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. The problem came up when basically in order to actually beat the game and be able to finish the game, you have to basically follow a walkthrough. And you guys know me, I hate looking up how to do things. I do it as a last resort when I can't figure out how to get by everything and how to do everything. So I will not look up a walkthrough unless I absolutely positively have to because I'm stuck and I can't progress any further. The fact that you basically have to follow a walkthrough throughout the entire playthrough of Ultima Underworld, the Stygian Abyss, in order to be able to beat the game, because there are certain events that you have to do in the proper sequence and certain items that you could potentially destroy that you need to finish the game. That's not something that I look forward to in my games. So, we're moving on from that and going to play Final Fantasy VI, which, it's going into the opening credits, which we'll see in a minute anyways, so we'll just skip that. When I was growing up, this game came out in the US on the Super Nintendo, the ancient war of the Magi. When its flames at last receded, only the charred husk of a world remained, even the power of magic was lost. In the 1,000 years that followed, iron, gunpowder, and steam engines took the place of magic, and life slowly returned to the barren land. Yet there now stands one who would reawaken the magic of ages past and use its dread power as a means by which to conquer all the world. Could anyone truly be foolish enough to repeat that mistake? Absolutely. There's a little guy named Kefka who absolutely would do that. And that's what he does. Anyways, so this game came out on the Super Nintendo when I was a kid, and it was released in the United States as Final Fantasy III, when in reality it's Final Fantasy VI. Those of you that have been following my channel know that I have actually been playing Final Fantasy III on Fantasy Friday. The real Final Fantasy III, and it's a completely different game. This looks really cool because oops, I missed that. I didn't read all that. Probably just another wild goose chase. I don't know. They wouldn't have let us use her unless they were confident that the information was good.
Ah, yes, our witch. I hear she fried 50 of our Magitech armored soldiers in 3 minutes. Kinda makes your skin crawl, don't it?
Relax. With that thing on her head, she's a mindless puppet. The girl won't even breathe unless we tell her to. I hope you told her to breathe, or else she's just gonna die before you find use for her. Well, we'll approach from the east. Move out! Anyways, when this game came out, it was like it was Super Nintendo graphics, like 16-bit or 32-bit, little pixelated stuff, and they've revamped it and given it more of a 3D look, and I love it. It's absolutely awesome and amazing. And this is kind of why I skipped that opening cutscene, because that's kind of what this is. This whole opening sequence is that cutscene at the beginning and on the title screen. But anyways, this game was so iconic and so important to my childhood growing up. I played it a ton, and there's hours and hours and hours of gameplay. but I never actually beat it. I got to the last fight, just like if those of you that followed my Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough, I played the original Final Fantasy VII and got to the final fight, but I was never able to beat it. That's exactly what I did with this game. I got to the final battle, and it's a multi-stage battle. And you make multiple parties, and you switch between the parties as you're going through the battle, and you're fighting the final boss, and it just takes an exorbitant amount of time. And I was never able to fully beat the game. So we're going to do that. We are going to do that with this game. I love this game and the story for this game. I feel like this game gets overshadowed a lot by Final Fantasy VII because of how iconic Final Fantasy VII was. This game, the story was so in-depth and the character development was so in-depth and amazing. There are tons of playable characters in this game. And there are even hidden ones that you have to do certain things in order to get them into your party permanently. It's just a great game, and I feel like this game really got overshadowed by Final Fantasy VII. And just like the typical Final Fantasy game, the music is amazing, and it's just every Final Fantasy game has iconic music. You cannot find a single Final Fantasy game where you don't love the music. Square Enix or Squaresoft or all the renditions of Square, the company that puts out the Final Fantasy games, they've always done such an amazing job with these games and the music and everything. That's why I love playing them so much. Recently, they've done some funky stuff in more recent games that have kind of turned me off from it. I think going beyond Final Fantasy X, the gameplay has gotten a little iffy. But the original games, 1 through 10, I've loved playing all of them for their own special reasons. Girl takes point, and don't waste time on the riffraff. Remember what we're here for. Let's move. Okay, enter. There we go. Which button is forward? That one? Or that one? That one. Okay, that one's forward.
Imperial magic armor? Not even Narsha safe anymore.
Make the guards sound like toads. Yeah, magic fire beam. Sure, why not? Oh, that's interesting. There's now they rise up when it's getting close to the turn. That's actually kind of cool. I like that. That's actually really cool. Nice. Okay, cool. We'll do that. You notice that the two guys that the girl was traveling with are Biggs and Wedge. And if you watched my Final Fantasy VII Remake playthrough, you know Biggs and Wedge were part of the Returners, the rebels in Final Fantasy VII. However, in this, they're bad guys. They're part of the Imperial Army. And, yeah, they're not good characters. But just like Biggs and Wedge, there are certain characters that show up in every Final Fantasy game that they've ever made. They always show up. Biggs and Wedge is one of them. Another one is Cid, C-I-D. He shows up in all of the Final Fantasy games. And sometimes they're playable characters, sometimes they're not. In this one, for instance, Biggs and Wedge are playable characters for a little while, until you stop being controlled by the Empire. And Cid is a playable character. Final Fantasy VII, Cid was a playable character as well. I think Cid... Wait, no. Is Cid a playable character in this? I don't remember now. I might be wrong about that. Cid might not be a playable character in this. I think he is, but I don't remember now. We'll find out as we're playing. But yeah, there are many different versions of Final Fantasy where all Cid, Biggs, and Wedge aren't playable characters, or they are, and other ones where they are playable characters. And I feel like that's a really cool concept to have, where defend the mines! Sasquatch? They kept the iconic, the old school bad guy looks, which is kind of cool. But I feel like having certain characters reappear in a lot of games, yeah, it may come across as kind of being lazy game writing or whatever you want to call it. But I feel like that kind of adds something to the games, because it's like, oh, these characters keep reappearing. Does that mean that they're there we go. Heal. That the Final Fantasy worlds are somehow tied together, or are they their own separate worlds, or what are they? And I feel like that's a very interesting thing, and that's something that's been up for debate for a long time, whether all the games are tied together in a single arcing universe, or they each take places in their own universe, or whatever. But I think that's a really cool concept to basically have the characters being reincarnated as something else in every version of Final Fantasy. According to our sources, they unearthed the frozen Esper in a new mine shaft they were digging. I can't remember what voices I'm using for these guys. This must be it. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Save spot. No. Okay, let's go. I'm not real. Oh, what the? What was that? It popped up and I hit enter thinking that I was going to attack. And I didn't realize that there was going to be a tutorial menu kind of thing pop up. Okay. It wouldn't let me select something to attack with. Anyways.
I'll handle this. Stand back.
You'll see why I am not real concerned about what the voices I'm using for Biggs and Wedge right now in just a minute. We're not handing over the Esper. You're here, get them! Oh, okay. Alright.
Hold on. This thing's they must have trained it to guard the mines.
What are you talking? See, there we go, changing again. What are you talking about? Do you know what this is?
Ever heard of a lightning whelk? It's a monster that absorbs lightning.
And stores the energy in its shell.
Right. So whatever you do, don't attack the shell.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Go ahead.
Fire beam. Very careful not to attack the shell. We're gonna wait a second. Okay, fire beam. And that's why we waited. And then we go, let's use healing force on you. Healing force on you. There we go. And we'll wait. Our first boss fight. Honestly, it's not much of a boss fight. I remember this thing being actually pretty easy. Just gotta wait for it to pop out of its shell. There we go. And now we wail away on the... No! Ah, crap. Oh well. I had to use healing force instead of attacking the thing. Okay.
Owie.
No! Crap. Well, wait. Yeah. Oh. Goodbye. Alright, there we go. Like I said, I love the music for these games. I'm such a dork. That's okay though. I like being a dork. It's fun. Makes things interesting. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Gonna do your hide in your shell again.
Hide in the shell and not come out to play. Piff! I forgot how annoying this boss fight is, because you gotta sit here and wait for it to pop back out of its shell, and then you can attack it again. Fire beam! Fire beam! Fire beam! And not dead. Oh. I'm about to just say screw it and start attacking it anyways. Oh, I can choose who I want to go first. Haha! I don't have to do it in the same order all the time. They added in a bunch of new stuff for this. I like it. It's cool. They didn't change the gameplay mechanics and stuff like that. They just added a few things that make it a little more interesting. Like the... Oh, there we go. Like the rising turn meter. That's pretty cool. I think that's actually really cool. Okay, forward and upsy daisy. There you are.
It's an Esper. So, this is the frozen Esper. Esper. Call it an Esper. Esper.
This thing's giving me the creeps. Something's not right. Yeah. The frozen creature begins emitting an eerie light. Where's the light coming from?
What? What was that? Wedge? Wedge, where are you? Hey, what's going on?
Goodbye. Electrocution, then explosions, and dead? No, waking up in bed. Yeah. Hello, sir. Where am I? My, and I just removed the crown. Wrong person. My head hurts. Oh, that was cool. Had a little spiral effect there. Easy there. This is a slave crown. The others were using it to control you. It was robbing you of your thoughts, making it so you'd do whatever they told you. I can't remember a thing. Don't worry, it'll all come back to you. In time, that is. Can I go? Can I move now? No? Okay. A mysterious young woman born with the gift of magic and enslaved by the Gestaldian Empire. Yeah, we're gonna stick with Terra. We're gonna stick with everybody's original name because I'm not good at coming up with names. My name is Terra. Impressive. I've never heard of anyone recovering so fast. You must be made of tougher stuff than most.
I am. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Ruff, ruff, ruff.
Open up! We're here for the Magitek armor planet!
Uh-oh.
Open this door right now and hand over that girl. She's an agent of the Empire.
Huh? What? What's the Empire?
Empire? Magitek armor?
There's no time to explain. You need to get out of here. These fools aren't going to listen to reason. This way, quickly. Yes, sir. Going. I'm going. I'm running. Escape.
Up there!
Hey. Looks like she has little wings. I never noticed that before. Uh-oh. Don't freeze on me. Don't you do that. Okay. Jerks. Woo!
Alright!
No, magic. I don't want magic. I want attack.
Alright! Knock it off!
Spitzer. Are you a Spitzer? I'm in! 46 experience points, potion, and guild. We are good to go. And there's the save point.
Haha! Okay. A strange light fills the air.
Do you want to learn about save points? Now I know about save points. Escape.
Escape, save our.
See. Return to death. Okay. That's gonna do it for today. So, as you can tell, I really do love this game. This game, again, as I said, it was a huge part of my childhood growing up. This game and Secret of Mana, and the funny thing is, they're both made by Square Enix or Squaresoft. And Square, the company that is now known as Square Enix, became my favorite gaming company growing up because of the types of games that they made. Final Fantasy, Secret of Mana, all the Mana games, Secret of Mana, Legend of Mana, all those ones, all the Final Fantasy games, the Dragon Quest games. They were my first experience into role-playing games, not just JRPGs, but actually just role-playing games in general. And I loved them so much, they got me into all kinds of different versions of role-playing games, and every time I see a role-playing game that's like these, I have to try it, and 9 times out of 10, I love them to death. I will play them until... I will probably continue to play these things. I'll be on my deathbed still going, I want to play my Final Fantasy! Final Fantasy 40 at that point in time or something. But I hope you guys are enjoying these series because I love them so much, and I hope you guys are getting that feeling that I have for these games and enjoying the music and the gameplay and all that stuff. If you are liking all this stuff, please share the videos, like the videos, subscribe, and ring that bell, because when you ding that bell, you get notifications for every time I post new videos, which I do daily. We'll see you guys next time. Until then, keep your head up and keep moving forward. This is Rothnum, signing off.